Hey guys, I'm out in the Veggie Patch today and I'm so happy about it. I've been actually quite unwell for a couple of weeks and so I haven't been out in the garden much. I haven't posted anything because I honestly haven't been doing anything. The last few days I have been out here cleaning up though. So I've cleaned up pretty much everything that's dead and gone. So this row had all the pumpkins. I harvested them, posted a photo. My gorilla cart is chock-a-block full of pumpkins, spaghetti squash, small sugars and Queensland blues, which is awesome. The butternuts are over there and they are still going strong, but this vine was packed full of powdery mildew. So that was gross. They all came out. Pumpkins are delicious. What else have I done? Beetroots are still going strong. I need to clean out the beans. The beans are done. What I realized after I planted the beans was that the bush beans, you get like one really good strong harvest, a few extras then, whereas with the climbing beans it continues to harvest like ongoing throughout the season. So I got my really big like 3 kilo harvest of beans and that was kind of it. There's been a few more. There's some on the plants now, but I won't eat them because they're just past their prime. The other day I came out, cleaned up a lot of the tomato plants. They were just super overgrown. So what I've done is I have pruned up all of the leaves, staked them all back up, and I've probably still got a couple of weeks of tomatoes growing, and all of this gross will go through the shredder in a couple of days time. I might even get to that this afternoon. It's quite early and I don't want to wake up the neighbours with the shredding. The corn was in the back as well. I've pulled out all of the corn. I didn't get my second or my third harvest because I wasn't well. I didn't get out there in time to actually pick it. And by the time I got out there, the corn, had all shriveled up and got a bit gross. Chilies still going super strong. I've got some in here that were not actually what the packet said they were. So these red ones just here, wowza, they've got some heat on them. The tag was a sweet long yellow. They are a hot fiery red. But that's okay. I've cleaned out the first part of the sunflower row. This strange looking one here, that's the Mexican sunflower. So that's really pretty. And at the back of the sunflower row, they're all past their prime, ready to pull out. I just haven't got to it yet. So today my plan is to plant brassicas. So brassicas are cauliflower, broccoli, cabbages, things like that, because that is what is perfect for this time of year. We're going into autumn and winter and I still want the garden to keep going. So let me show you what I've got, where they're going to go, and we'll get planting. Yay! Because I was a little late, I haven't done any seeds. I've just picked all of these up from Bono's the other day. So these are all my sort of autumn winter veggies. Broccolis, cauliflowers, cabbages, bok choys, and I've got some more spring onions. These are my first spring onions. They took ages to get started and only now getting ready to harvest. So I want to get another patch going. So I'm going to plant these down this row. The idea, I guess, with a Veggie Patch is crop rotation. There's a specific order that you should put things in because some plants, like tomatoes, will take stuff from the soil, and other plants, like beans, will give things to the soil. So you want to kind of rotate them in that specific order. But my garden's not ready for that specific order because I think that I should be planting my brassicas where the tomatoes are, but I don't want to pull my tomatoes yet. So as long as the same thing isn't going in the same place, so like I put pumpkins here, it's autumn, winter, like pumpkins don't grow now. So this will be fine. I'll get them started. If I kind of run out of space, I don't know how much space this will take. I haven't really thought about my spacing. But if I run out of space, I'll start picking my beans, like pulling them and plant them there, or I could plant them over where the sunflowers were. So there's stacks of space to put this stuff. Once I've grown these, planted these, and I've got my auger and some fertilizer here, which I'll just plant straight along where the emitter holes are, the same as I did last time. Where's a nice one to look at? There you go, emitter holes every 30 centimeters. So I'll plant just here. So once I've planted all of these, I then have some seeds that I'll just direct sow beetroots and carrots and that kind of stuff. My beets are going really well here, but I think I'm going to pull them and do some pickling. We'll see. At this point, I'm just happy to be out in the garden. Everything's taking a bit longer because I've been crooked, but that's okay. It's all part of the fun. Then, once I've had fun, I'll do the cleanup. All right, let's get these planted. I've just gone along the road and with the auger just drilled holes at every emitter site, and the emitters, as I've said, are every 30 centimeters apart. So you want to plant at the emitter so that the water is getting straight to the roots of the plant, of course. Then I've gone through and just had a look at the spacing on my seedlings. So the broccolis, red cabbage and Asian wombok all want 30 centimeter spacing. So that's fantastic. I'm going to plant them at each emitter site. Then the bok choy, which really surprises me, cauliflower, the purple broccoli and the Savoy cabbage, they want kind of 50 to 60 centimeter spacing. So I'll plant them every second emitter hole. So the holes are drilled. The fertilizer, I've just popped a little bit of fertilizer in each of the emitter holes, each of the drill holes. I'm just going to plant these, water them in, and we're done. I'm going to put the mini red cabbage first at the start of this row because I think that as it grows, it will look really pretty. So there's 6 cells. Now each of the cells looks like each cell has 2 cabbages. I don't eat that much cabbage, so I'm going to thin them, take out one of each of these seedlings, can just be a little bit rough, so that each cell only has 1, and I'll just plant 1 in each, which will give me 6 at the start. So once I've done that, I've thinned that one, just pop it out gently. It's hard to do with one hand. Come on, out we come. You don't want to pull from the stem too much because that might damage the roots. So I've got that out, really nice root system. You don't have to rough it up, but if you want, you can kind of do a little bit of that. Into my planting hole, there's my emitter. So I'll pop that right in there nicely and cover it up. Now you might have seen there were some roots in there from the melons and whatever I was growing first. That's totally okay. I'm not a proponent of dig or no dig gardening, or, you know, tilling, no tilling, whatever. You know, there's heaps of different types and ways that you can garden. I'm not sold on any of them in particular, but I'm kind of trying out this no dig thing. It's working for me at the moment. I've got almost no weeds in this bed that's been covered in compost. So I'm just kind of playing it by ear, learning lots as I go. Anyway, that's 2 of my cabbages done. Let me finish these and I'll get on to the next one. Next up we have baby broccoli. I love this stuff. I eat heaps of it. I decided to pick up these packets. That's looking a little bit sad. They've got 4 in each. So hopefully I'll get 8, maybe. That one may not take. But I'm going to plant them next. Also 30 centimeter spacing. You can see I've popped in some fertilizer. After the baby broccoli, I have broccoli green dragon. Each of these have 6 plants per thing, so that'll take me up to nearly the end, I reckon. Exciting. You can see that some of the planting holes have the roots from the melons, not melons, what did I have in here? Pumpkins. And, you know, they're quite big, taking up a fair bit of room in the soil, but I'm not purposely going along and pulling them out because I don't need to. These are just fibrous roots. They're not growing anymore. They will just break down in the soil. And that is, you know, one of the benefits of having in-ground planting. When you've got a bed and you need that really light, loose soil, you have to be a little bit more pedantic about pulling things. And look at that. That root would have just kept going. So I'm just going to leave it. Doesn't matter. Just plant these things. When it gets to spring, I might till. I don't know. See how I feel at the time. Just gonna keep planting. That's what I want to do at the moment, is just plant. There's a little bit of room left in the bed at the end before the watermelon, and I don't want to pull these out yet. They're ripe, they're ready to go, but I'm not ready to eat them, so may as well just leave them here. So I've got 6 cells of this Asian cabbage, so I'll plant them in here, and then I'll probably just leave the last couple and just not worry about putting anything there at the moment. Some of these have 2 plants. Maybe I'll just spread them out. See how easy they are to pull apart. Yeah, why not? That one can go there. This one can go over there. So I've got everything planted, and I'm really happy about how it all turned out. So my first row I planted with you. We had red cabbage, baby broccoli, green dragon broccoli, and the Asian wombok, I think it was. Then what I did was I actually pulled out all of the green beans that were dead, and I've planted up that row. So the first one I have is the purple sprouting broccoli. Here's the tag. And then I moved down the row to the cauliflower. As I get to the end, I pulled out the beans along here as well, but because the watermelon's kind of going through this whole area, I thought I won't disturb the watermelon. I'll just let it keep doing its thing. But down on this side, which is the end of the first row with the red cabbage at the start, I planted the Savoy cabbage. So I've got 6 of these guys growing. Then let's go to where else I've planted. It's at the moment I'm just kind of trying to find little holes because, as I said, I'm not ready to pull out my tomatoes. I mean, I could probably pull the rest and just leave the green things to ripen on the vines inside, but I'm happier with them out here. The last thing I planted today is the bok choy. So I planted it where the sunflowers were, and that is this guy. So that's all of them planted. Probably the only one that I need to watch a little bit is the Savoy cabbage, which is behind the watermelon. I'm just not 100% sure how much sunlight that's going to get, and that's something that I'm going to have to watch the whole time during winter, because summer you get full sun through the veggie patch. It's about 4 o'clock in the afternoon that we start getting shade along here, and I mean that's a full day of sunlight. But in winter, as the sun moves, I've just got to be careful about that. And I'm kind of watching these trees over here shade this back part of the garden, just wondering how much I'll get. But that's part of learning, isn't it? And there's heaps of veggies that, as I kind of understand the sun and the requirements of the veggies, that I'll be able to plant back there. Things like leafy greens don't need as much sunlight, so it might just be that, you know, this front corner gets like tomatoes and the back corner gets beetroots, and that's part of the fun of learning. I've learned so much this year, and I'm so happy about that. I do have spring onions still. Can't really be bothered planting them now. They're a bit more fiddly to plant, but I will plant them behind the other spring onions. I might do that this afternoon. Going to take a little break now. As I said, I've been a little bit unwell, so I'm really conscious not to push myself, because it's been like 6 weeks since I've been in the garden and I missed it so much. So getting out here today, getting my hands dirty, I'm feeling great. Anyway guys, that's the veggie patch at the moment. I'm really happy that I got the bulk of my brassicas in. As I said, I've got some seeds still. I'll be planting my peas, probably some more beetroots and carrots. And then as these things come out, I might even look at planting some flowers that you can plant in autumn and winter. I really enjoyed having the pop of colour at the back with the calendula, zinnia and cosmos, so that's always going to be a fun thing. That last half of the veggie patch, I'm still leaving it. I'm still getting bits of grass popping up. I'm pulling them. I'm probably about to have to start weed spraying a little bit, but I'm really happy just letting that sit now, and I'll let it sit right through winter, and then it'll be ready for summer. Anyway, that's me for now. I'll potter around in the garden for a bit for the rest of the day, and I look forward to seeing you guys more. Bye guys.